Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today it is literally that. We have a ton of very interesting things to cover. And so if you're in for a quick update on everything in the crypto space that's going on right now, make sure you press that like button and let's not waste any more time. There's a $510 million Bitcoin options expiry happening tomorrow. I described over on my 5-minute crypto channel, which is basically a trading channel, what is very likely to happen. And to give you guys a quick little conclusion, if the Bitcoin price tomorrow, the 21st at 8 a.m. UTC is at $19,000 or less, the Bitcoin bears are winning a ton. The net result favors the bears with about $80 million. And again, on the short term, that would mean extra selling pressure because bears win money. I think it's quite logical how that works. Bears right now are also putting an extra push in because we're so close over the edge. But just to make sure you guys all understand, if Bitcoin ends between $19,000 and $20,000, we're basically in neutral. If it's above $20,000, it is bullish for the bulls, or I guess exciting for the bulls. But yeah, you can just quickly check this out for yourself by pausing the screen real quick if you need to look into it deeper. We have two main scenarios in terms of trades, but one thing we're watching right now is actually this falling wedge to potentially scout up a long position here. Then again, generally speaking, we're still in a downtrend. We're still more likely to go down, as we've said for the last couple of days. And following this post-midterm election theory that we covered yesterday, I'm still not completely convinced that a bigger dip for Bitcoin cannot be in, along the lines of $14,000, for example. Having said that, there's something interesting in the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit. Well, most importantly, Jeremy Hogan, a very well-known lawyer in the crypto community, said this: what is going on in the Ripple v. SEC case? Now, the parties have filed with the court under seal reply briefs to each other's motions for summary judgment. We can't see these yet, and they also filed numerous exhibits, etc., which we also cannot see. The parties are speaking today about what parts of their briefs they want redacted, so hidden away. The summary judgment briefs from last month really talked past each other, so these are the briefs where we'll really see how strong each position is. For example, what response will the SEC have? The briefs are scheduled to be made public next Monday, but last month, the SEC ignored that deadline and filed it a day early. So be on the lookout anytime Sunday or Monday for those to drop. After that, there's just one more brief on November 15th, and then we're basically done with the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit in terms of the summary judgment, which could be the end of it, by the way. It could. Now, is it likely? No, because obviously the judge has to then go over things, which will still take a very long amount of time, as these briefs are ridiculously long. But it could be that because it's you file for something, so you send over your argumentation, you respond to the opposition that's doing the same, and then you reply to that yet again. It could be that Ripple's initial, or I guess end reply is so good, or the SEC's end reply is so bad that it's an easy ruling for the judge. But in terms of what's most important that's going on, this. All right, since we're on the topic of cryptos that I already know and already love, there's a layer 2 solution that makes Cardano and the Algorand network interoperable. I didn't know this, but Miko Media is a blockchain interoperability provider which focuses on giving EVM capabilities to smart contract networks like Cardano, which are originally non-EVM, so not compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine, because apparently this Miko Media A1 rollup is now live on Algorand, this layer 2, and Cardano and Algorand now work together, as Algorand is now on the Cardano network, says Charles Hoskinson in a funny manner over on his Twitter. There's also a hack that we need to report, and this was an interesting one. Apparently, a hacker stole $8.4 million from Moolah Market DeFi protocol. I've honestly never heard about this in my life, and that makes me sometimes think there must be so ridiculously many hacks that are just going over our heads, because $8.4 million is not that much money in terms of the DeFi hacks, right? And it says right there that following today's incident, about 93% of the funds have been returned to the Moolah's governance multi-signature wallets. And they've also decided to pause all activity on Moolah. But just imagine for a second if that was you, right? If you're that unlucky guy that deposited $5 million into some crazy DeFi protocol because you just found a glitch to the matrix or so, and boom, all your money is gone all of a sudden. I can kind of laugh about it now talking about it, but this is absolutely sad, and it makes me realize that DeFi, albeit extremely profitable, extremely cool, is still at its early stages because it looks as if we're getting hacks nearly every other day or so. It is absolutely crazy. And I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Whenever there's a vulnerability, people will find it. And whenever there's money to be made, people will think of these DeFi things to make money off of and whatnot. And so there will be things that go wrong for the next couple of years still, but it's something to be wary of. All right, now we're going into some more interesting stuff. So I have so many different sorts of articles with different sorts of news. But again, guys, make sure you press that like button. It's something I have not done in a little while, that I'm giving you guys all these different topics of news in one video. So again, help me out by pressing that like button and let's move on. There's this Aptos thing. If you guys don't know, it's the most hyped up crypto of the year by far. Did I buy it? No. Did I want to buy it? Yeah. If I could have been early. It went from $1 to 60, on some places even 100, and then it went back to about $7, $8. I don't even know what the price is at right now. It's its own layer one, and it's just extremely popular because it had some of the craziest backings. It also had exchange listings on literally every main exchange from the get-go. And it's kind of funny how much it was worth for a little bit, as Miles here posted. Aptos worth $4 billion, SU $2 billion, and Uniswap valued at $1.66 billion. Aptos is nearly 3 times the value of Uniswap, yet, nothing really happened on there just quite yet. And it was basically VCs, right? In the same sense that Algorand and Solana were VC dominated at the start, which is obviously diluted now. Aptos is a VC baby, which is good for the people that invested early, but for the people that want to get in, that's bad. Even though the tech is okay. We thought it would be way better, but they had a lot of troubles on the launching day, and we'll have to see how this goes on over the next couple of weeks and months, I guess. We don't want it to be an ICP, Internet Computer 2.0, which had crazy amounts of hype, but just failed from the start. All right, this is a fun one. Fire Festival Island. Hopefully you guys all saw that little documentary over on Netflix. I surely enjoyed it. But apparently Fire Festival Island to be transformed into a luxe crypto-only resort. What? Yeah, apparently more and more guys are trying to change these islands into crypto havens, and I've said to you guys before, I'm not really a big fan of crypto land. I bought some, to be honest, and it's actually worth hundreds of thousands of dollars of land that I did buy, even though I'm not that big a fan. It's just but if I could take it back, I can't necessarily say that I would do it again, because there's going to be so ridiculously many, and there can only be one crypto hub, right? But right now it feels as if Dubai is becoming the crypto hub. In the real world of actual countries or cities, I guess, there's a couple places that could be the hub. In terms of islands, I really think it could only be 1 or 2, because most likely these islands are going to be freaking annoying to get to with planes. And of course, crypto bros go with private planes, right? But it's most likely still going to be quite annoying to get to. And I'm thinking, well, if half the crypto bros are, let's say, close to Fiji, let's say close to Australia, and half of the crypto bros are maybe close to like Colombia, let's say, that can be rather annoying. Or if some people are then close to Spain again, if there's 3 main islands, that would be, like very far. Talking about things that are very far into my imagination, I guess. Lord of the Rings NFTs are apparently announced by Warner Bros., which can be very interesting. Now, I can't necessarily say that I'm a fan of this, because I did buy miscellaneous NFTs from these major projects. There were Batman NFTs coming out from, I don't even know who, DC Universe or whatever. I bought some of that stuff. Yeah, absolutely garbage. And it just depends on the way they go about it. If it's in a real crypto sense, listed on OpenSea and whatnot, this can become very valuable. If it's, again, NFTs in their own little ecosystem with their own exchange for it, I'm not too sure if I'm a big fan of it. But if they're just selling movies with NFT rights, basically, as it says right here, Web3 movie experiences, again, it's just for collectors and whatnot. Again, it ain't me. But if it's going for $100 or smaller things for $30 or even less, maybe for the fun of it, you could just have something as a, a little collector piece. And this is not something they want to make a ton of money off. If they wanted to, they would have most likely made it a lot more expensive and most likely a lot more pieces. But they probably know that this is just like for fans to kind of hype them up, get them excited, make a little bit of money. But in terms of Lord of the Rings, 10,000 times 100 even, $1 million, wow. Yeah, that ain't that much for these guys if you think about it, right? For Warner Bros, $1 million ain't gonna change their day too much. But I guess it's because the Rings of Power, that new series from Lord of the Rings, is doing so well. They want to just throw another swing at it, maybe get some popularity in the crypto space. I don't know. Talking about popularity in the crypto space, Tesla, extremely popular still, extremely popular always. They're apparently hoarding $218 million in Bitcoin. Elon Musk expects the company to be worth more than Apple and Saudi Aramco combined. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of quarterly info came out. Obviously, Saudi Aramco just dominated everything with just massive amounts of profit. But now it also came to light again that they're still holding $218 million worth of Bitcoin. Again, we're about $1 billion down, but it's still very interesting to kind of think about it. The fact they're still holding this massive amount of money into Bitcoin. And I guess if this continues on and they keep holding it for the next decade or so, and all these other companies don't adapt, yeah, that could be awesome. You know, Apple, they're most likely going to open up some sort of crypto payment system in Saudi Aramco, maybe through some strange method. But that doesn't mean they're going to actually actively hold a lot of crypto, which has a lot of opportunity to really go up in value, you know? I don't know if that's going to be worth, you know, so many billions or trillions that it's going to be worth in Saudi Aramco, but, you know, let's be optimistic about this. I think it's just a joke. He also says he's excited about acquiring Twitter, as of course it's more and more towards his X plan of the main platform. Little piece of info, leading digital bank N26, which a lot of you guys know and love, is launching a crypto trading service, just to showcase that indeed it's all coming full circle. All these different banks, all these different online service providers are changing over to crypto in some way, shape, or form. They know that there's the money. And a little piece of news from MicroStrategy, another very big Bitcoin holder like Tesla. Michael Saylor hails Bitcoin an economic engine set to become a freedom machine. Yeah, I guess I've covered this a couple of different times, but Bitcoin/crypto is a freedom machine from the perspective that they can't stop your transactions. You know, you can literally defy every single rule in the world, but if you have your private key and your public key for that matter in your head, there's absolutely nothing that they can do to take your money away from you. All they can do is potentially try to blacklist your address if they know, but even that's kind of difficult because they can still not take the money away from you. It's going to be stuck in your head basically. And from that perspective, it's really the freedom machine. We've just seen with Kanye West, he was involved in crypto a little bit. They shut his bank account down for Yeezy, I believe, or for himself. I do not know. I do not remember. But that can never happen if you're a crypto hodler. You can literally never get your bank account closed down because you don't have one. A lot of you guys might think, oh, but you need fiat for this, that. Really, guys, you don't as much as you think. It's just because the system is not adapted to it yet too much. In Dubai, for example, I can't really think of too much that you can't pay fully with crypto. Maybe the only thing that I can think of is your phone bill, but I guess if you're really creative about it, you still can. It's because it probably won't be too long before they start accepting it, if they don't already, you know, any provider in the UAE. But your house you can pay with crypto, your car you can pay with crypto, your light bill, your water bill, all that stuff. Yeah, maybe health insurance. I didn't ask about that. I didn't check. But you know, it's all an adaptation phase. Eventually they'll all change over because they know that there's the money. It's just a matter of time, but yeah. That was it for today's little crypto update of all the crypto news that I could find that was interesting. So that was it. If you're looking for a platform to trade, again, the link is down below for BitGet. Go ahead and check it out. There are $8,000 worth of bonuses you can grab for free. And the first 100 people to sign up get themselves $10 for absolutely free. That's about it. See ya.